up next door to each other. She really has been the most devoted friend I've ever had. She's the same now as she was then in the 4th grade. We both loved music. We loved, she was a wonderful pianist, and of course I am a pianist, and so we shared that love of music. And we would listen to albums, we would listen to Scarlatti, we would listen to Vivaldi and Marilyn Horne, and we just had that great love of music and love of beauty.
I've known Darla, I guess, pretty much her whole life. She's 2 years younger than I am. She's the same age as my younger brother, Dickie. And when she was in high school, she and Dickie were great friends, and she came to our house all the time.
Well, we grew up in, of course, Lake City together. It's a small town, and we went to high school together. There are several things that I remember about Darla that I think are still true today. First of all, she was very athletic. She was a great basketball player. In high school, she got this ability from her father, who was just a super athlete at Clemson.
In junior high, she was very competitive. I think she was a basketball star, and I think she actually won all conference a couple of years. So she's always been a competitive soul, and just always knew that she had the drive to get things done.
I've known Darla over 40 years. We're actually high school classmates, so we go back quite a distance. She was athletic as well as academic in school. I always have a favorite picture in my yearbook with her in a basketball uniform.
Another thing I remember from high school is that Darla was always very interesting to talk to. Even in high school, she could talk about politics or current affairs, and she's still interesting today. Her knowledge on so many subjects is just incredible.
I met Darla after I started dating Julia, meeting Julia at the University of South Carolina. Darla's such an easy person to talk to, an easy person to get to know. As Julia said, she's so interested in so many things that it's just fun to be around her and fun to share, diverse interests.
People always said, well, Darla, you can teach or you can be a nurse. Those are pretty much it. Those are your career choices. And that wasn't for her. She dreamed bigger than that.
You can be from the South, you can be a woman, you can be anything you want to be. But it also comes with hard work. She has a work ethic. She has a major work ethic.
Darla's father was in administration in the school system in the 70s, and our class of 1971 was actually the first class of totally integrated students in Lake City. He was a very upright and honest person, and all the students would tell you if you got in trouble, you wanted to go to Mr. Moore for discipline, because it didn't matter to Mr. Moore, it was going to be straight across the board, and everyone knew that. And she seems to have that same trait about her in her business dealings and in the way she has dealt with the community since returning.
She wants us as a society to realize that we all have to work together. And that was one of the best things about working together for the school board campaign, was we had blacks and whites in Lake City working together for a common cause to make the schools better.
I've known Darla, like I said, approximately since I was 10 or 12 years, and we went to junior high and graduated from high school and been friends over the years. And when she first came back to the state, she was real enthusiastic about helping the young people get an education in South Carolina.
Whatever involves children, she's interested in, because she realizes that a good education is your key. That's your ticket to success.
She cares so deeply about seeing excellence for all kids and not making excuses for where they come from and why they haven't achieved in the past, but making sure that we're doing the things to give them opportunities for success and really path-changing opportunities for these kids. Teach for America is a 20-year-old program, and Darla serves on our national board and has for a number of years now, but we're new to South Carolina. And essentially what we are is a leadership pipeline to produce teachers in low-performing, high-need schools to commit for at least 2 years teaching. What we know we'll see here in South Carolina as a result of Darla's support and many others is a pipeline of those leaders coming to South Carolina, making a tremendous impact, and staying in the state to continue to serve our state in the highest need schools.
She really has done amazing work with youth around the community. Our church has a basketball league. It's called the Highway 52 Basketball League. This is a basketball league for young men that would normally be out in the afternoon and evening hours doing all kind of things that they shouldn't be doing.
There was this one kid, he had an attitude problem. It was either going to be his way or no one else's way, but eventually he discovered that we knew what we were talking about. He ended up playing like 4 years, went to college, went to Benedict College. Matter of fact, he just graduated this past May.
Darla is a moving force in Lake City and this state. But again, her nature is not the one, she doesn't want a lot of limelight, and she just likes to see something getting done and progress being made.
What I think makes Darla special is that she's a doer. So many people sit around and gripe and complain and say how bad things are. Darla tries to make things better. She's involved with so many things. This Palmetto Institute is trying to raise the living standards of South Carolinians, but she's done so much more than that, that a lot of people don't know. She's done things for the city of Charleston. She's supported the Boy Scouts in the PD area.
She's had a lot of influence on state projects, but especially here in Lake City. She initiated the Lake City Community Foundation, and from that, it deals with the Dr. Ronald E. McNair Committee, it deals with the Chamber of Commerce, it deals with the Lake City Beautification Committee, the National Bean Market Museum.
Dr. McNair was actually denied entrance into the public library as a child. And Ms. Moore and the Dr. Ronald E. McNair Foundation spearheaded an effort to get the same library that he wasn't allowed any entrance into turned into the Dr. Ronald E. McNair Life Center. The major purpose is that to be able to get and keep our students interested in math and science. It gives the youth of Lake City an opportunity to know that it doesn't matter where you're born, what your economic status is, that you can be proud of yourself, and if you have the drive and the dynamics to go places and do things, that you can actually go to the stars and beyond.
I guess people wonder why she's come back to South Carolina. And she'll tell you that the happiest times of her life were on the farm where she lives now, when she was growing up. That's her coming home place. She can get out on that farm, she can get her bull prune shears that she says, and she'll just go to town just cutting everything down, and that's how she unwinds. Walking on that farm, seeing those plants, those beautiful flowers, that gives her some peace, and that re-energizes her to go back out.
Recently on a mission trip to Uganda, a medical mission trip, I remember we were seeing several hundred patients. We thought Darla would just come along and just kind of, help out and kind of observe and kind of step back, but by the second day she was rallying patients out of the jungles. She was the hardest worker. She sweated more than anybody on the team. It was really, really, really impressive. Whatever it is that she's involved in, whatever it is she gets into, she goes at it 100%. And gives 100% of not just her resources, but the resources are small in comparison to her intellect, and to her motivation and desire and leadership.
One of the best things about her is she's real. She's a real person. She cares about her state, she cares about the people of Lake City, and she just really wants to make a difference.
And all of us in Lake City are very proud of Darla and what she has accomplished. And the thing that's so meaningful to us is Darla Moore could live anywhere she wants to in the world, but she chooses to live in Lake City.
She's created one of the most spectacular gardens in the southeast out there. She rescues plants from areas that are endangered. She intends for that to be a place that South Carolinians can enjoy. She doesn't want that to just be her refuge. She intends to let South Carolina have that at some point in the future.
I always knew she was going to be successful just by her nature, and very, very intelligent and just hardworking. I couldn't sit here and tell you I'd expect her to reach the extent she did, but I'm so proud of her.
Years back, we were talking, and I said, I just can't get over what all you have accomplished. And she looked at me and I said, because I never did really, I really never did think you were very smart.
We're just proud of Ms. Moore and the accomplishments that she's done and how she has pressed our small town to become the best that it can be. We're proud of you, Ms. Moore. Keep up the good work. Go Darla.